So today I want to talk about free will and fate, or fate and free will. Kind of sounds better that way. There's a big debate upon this, but I think it's both. I think it's a combination of both. It all changes depending upon the scale and the perspective you look at it. In fate, people think that every action is already decided, and we're just experiencing it. And then we have free will, which people believe that you make your own choices. It's really hard to point to one factor that determines fate or determines free will. It's hard to do an empirical test. It's hard to do an experiment. So for fate, an example would be the sun rising and setting every day, or the earth orbiting the sun. Then you have the in-between of fate and free will, and you get other people's free will becoming your fate. So say your name or your birth, and then we have our free will. So every day, everyone has tasks and things that they do that they decide upon. Sometimes people make irrational decisions. Some people make decisions off of weird emotions. Some people change their mind all the time. So we as humans are on a different level of consciousness from trees, let's say, and then compared to animals, still much more. Most animals seem to just react off of instinct, and with us, it's something different. We can act off of love or hate. We have many emotions. We can make art. We can create. Bringing it back to scale and perspective, like I was talking about earlier, this will change the event or the action into being fate or free will. So you got big events like World War II and the American Revolution, and it was made by a lot of people making a bunch of free will choices. But on the big scale, many free will choices could have been made that were very different, but still this event of World War II, or say the American Revolution, was bound to happen. When you zoom out and you see space and you see how all that interacts with each other, another definite fate is when you look at very small scale things. You look at atoms, you look at chemical reactions, and from that perspective, it seems like you can calculate the outcome if you had a big enough computer. Seems like there's a defined order of how things will play out. But when you change your perspective through a conscious observer, everything changes. Then we have quantum physics. Then we have collapsing of the wave function. We have a will turning a phenomena into a reality. So now, with the conscious observer perspective, relating to quantum physics, we have the superposition principle. This is whenever a particle on a positive spin or a negative spin, and it's being in these two forms at the same time until we have the observer collapsing the wave function and bringing the event to a singular observation. So this is where I think free will takes place. I think it is in the superposition collapsing into a single event. I think it's the will acting on quantum physics and creating an outcome. Now, we still don't know what gives rise to consciousness. This is like the big question in physics nowadays. Many people are starting to believe that reality is not a thing. It is not base reality. That base reality is consciousness. and then we perceive things that are formed that are easier for us to interact with. We're starting to see that some experiments come out a certain way because the experimenter or observer is willing something towards a certain direction. We're seeing that the observer has a big effect on reality. And I think when you're looking outside of life, outside of science, it's kind of easy to see that. It's kind of easy to see that we can will things into existence. So we're getting to a hard point in being able to make new theories. I think we'll find something. We'll get somewhere. But that's why we should all be trying to explore this idea more. I think we lost a lot of hope in the last couple of years with string theory. And I think the current academic... Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a different perspective about free will and fate, depending upon if you were stuck in one side. If you're still stuck in fate, then so be it. I mean, you're allowed to choose whatever you want. And we all think things differently because of our experiences that we lived. But I ask you to try living in free will, or experimenting with living your day through the thought that you can make your own choices. Yeah, thanks for watching. I just wanted to make this my first video on YouTube. I have like an introduction video and like shorts, but this is gonna be my first real video because I think it just makes sense as to where to start. Because I have the free will to decide to make this channel. I have the free will to decide to start making videos, and it's a fun thing to start upon. So yeah, I'm gonna choose to turn off the camera now because I don't really want to say anything else. Oh, do I? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you guys. Please like and subscribe if you want more. I'm going to be talking about other topics in the future. I'm also going to be talking about sci-fi. I love books like Dune. Right now, I'm starting to get into Red Rising. It's pretty good. And yeah, I'll also relate things with history and metaphysics. They're all intertwined. They all exist in every event at the same time. So yeah, I'll be able to talk about all those things, and I will start making some cool videos. Thank you.